Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my channel. As we've said all along, is that I'm going to bring you continually on my journey to better health. And this would apply to people of any age, because many of the things I do, I should have started at a much, much younger age, and I didn't. But it's never too late, and that's the important point. So this is particularly important for seniors, and I hope the seniors who are watching this take heart that you can make changes. As I say, I started this journey about the end of January of this year, 2025, and we're now in August, where we've got a couple more weeks of August left to go. And in that time, just with dietary changes, not a diet, but with dietary changes, and some sporadic exercise, I've lost 19 pounds. As I said a couple days ago when I was out on my morning walk, I'm hovering at 161, but I've kind of gotten away from some of the things that I do during the summer. But I picked them back up over the last couple of days. So hopefully I'll start to see more improvements. Like I'm doing my intermittent fasting much more diligently, where I fast for anywhere from 16 to 20 hours on a regular basis. And then I will start incorporating my full 48 hour fasts. And in the next week or so, I'm going to do a full 3-day fast. I like doing the 3-day water fast. I haven't done it in a couple of months. And like I say, because I've gotten behind or stalled, I'm going to improve that. But I thought today I would bring you along on my exercise routine, the things that I do to help strengthen my core and to help work on, getting rid of some of these wings. I don't know how successful I'll be, but you'll find out if you stay with me. So one of the first exercises I like to do is an exercise that will strengthen the calf muscles, because I've read several times now that death begins in the legs, because the calf muscles are what push the blood back up toward the heart and it cycles through the body. So you want to have strong calf muscles. And not only does this exercise help in that, it does the same thing pressure socks do if your calf muscles are strong enough. And that's why a lot of people end up wearing pressure socks, is because there is enough muscle to push that blood through. And also, this exercise, which is just lifting up on your toes, balancing on your toes. Okay, whoops. And I'm going to introduce you to one of my patches. This one is for pain, but I'm going to introduce you to the Liberty and what that can do for you. So anyways, you get up on and if you need a chair or something beside you, please do so. I mean, that's how I started. I started with where I was balancing myself on a chair to get up. But now I can do it, and I try to do 10 repetitions of it. But I'm going to just show you something else here for a second, is that I'm not very good at balancing on one foot all that well. I'm getting better, but I'm still not that great. But watch what happens when I put the Liberty patch on. So the Liberty patch, they have numerous patches. Like I say, this one is for pain. This one here is for skin. It's called the Lumi. But this one, the Liberty patch, really does liberate us. And it's just a little 2-inch patch that you peel and stick to your skin like you would a Band-Aid. I'm going to put mine on my leg today. You can put it on anywhere that you have dry, clean skin and free of any blemishes or abrasions. But look what happens now. when I try to balance myself. I can do it much longer, much more easy. I have a little bit of challenge on this side because that leg is longer because of hip replacement. And ever since that's happened, I have a little bit more challenge on that side. But you see how much stronger I am with the Liberty Patch on. And that's what that Liberty Patch is for. Maybe you can't see that I've got my leg up. Let me push this down a bit for this part. But you see, oops, once I get up there, I can balance pretty good. Not as strongly on this side, but the Liberty Patch, seniors are finding it very helpful because it helps with strength and balance. And so there's less chance of falling. And people in nursing homes are getting a lot of relief from that. So I love my Liberty Patch. I love all my patches that I use, but the Liberty Patch is really good. It also helps with the immune system, and it helps with inflammation. It helps to reduce inflammation, which is another thing that causes pain in our body. And so I haven't used medication since I started wearing these patches in the middle of June. So with the calf, the toe, you know, you lift yourself on your toes and just balance on your toes and hold it for, you know, a 2 count or a 3 count, whatever you can. And try to do at least 10 of these so that you strengthen your calf muscles, but you also improve your balance. When you can stay up on your toes for a count of 2, 3, 4, 5, you're really strengthening your sense of balance and stability. And I've gotten much better at these over time. Now, having the Liberty Patch on does also help a great deal too. But just do 10 to 15 repetitions of that and hold some of my lists. I seem to be more prepared for them than other times, and I can stay up longer, but just up on your toes. And then the next exercise I do is leg lifts. You can't see that. I'm going to just push this down a little bit so that you can see better. And this also will strengthen and, you know, kind of hold your core in and lift your feet as much as you can. I like to stretch my toes out as well, because then I can feel it pulling all of these muscles in the thigh and the calf. So I'm getting a double workout there. And try to do 10 repetitions or a count of 20. And then do other exercises and come back to another round of the leg lifts. So I try to do 2 sets of 20. And these exercises I do every day when I'm on my proper routine. So I do these every day, and I try to walk at least every other day, but sometimes I get 2 days in a row. Because I just started back at doing these in the last week, I admit I do have a little bit of hip sensitivity, but the pain patch helps keep that right to a minimum. But diet is also important, and one of the big things in diet for me has been to eliminate sugar, and what a difference that makes. Now, the longer you do these, and like I say, I've just started back, you can get them up even a little bit higher. You don't have to point them to the sky or anything like that, but it really helps strengthen the muscles in your thighs and in your calves. So that's one exercise that I do on a regular basis. Now, the others I do with tension bands. So I'm going to grab those, and then I'll show you what I do with those. Okay, I'm back. So these tension bands I got on Amazon, and this isn't sponsored by in any way, shape, or form. They call them resistant band set. And there's 5 levels. It goes from 10-pound tension weight up to 50. I generally use the 40, and these handles are interchangeable on each of the bands, so you don't have to have a bunch of handles. And I use the 40-pound ones myself. I will eventually switch up to the 50-pound ones. And it also comes with this door stop so that you can put it on the door, and you'll see me do that in a second. You need to see my feet. So I get myself standing on it about halfway, and then I do, this is like lifting 40 pounds of weight. And it's best to pull on the tension slowly. And I try to do 10 to 15 of these. And eventually that will help with the muscle. Now my arms are much stronger now. Even though I've had a few weeks of not doing these, because of what I was doing prior to the summer, I still have pretty good strength in my arms and hands and wrists, because I never used to be able to open a jar myself. I have this device that I got from Amazon that helps open the jars, but I seldom have to use it anymore because A, I'm stronger, B, I wear my patch to control pain, and I've changed my diet. I've gotten rid of the things that are not good in the diet. So you see, I don't know where I'm at now. I'm probably at about 6 or 7 repetitions here. And as I say, I try to do about 15. And I'll do this again, one round, one session. I go through the workout of each thing that I do, and then I go through it one more time. So I do 2 sets of all the exercises that I do. And like I say, I also walk. And walking will also help strengthen your calf muscles. If you do it at a nice steady pace, I don't walk fast, but I walk at a steady, controlled pace. And as I say, I got started on that again this last week and a half. And I'll keep that routine up, I hope, even through the winter. Now in the winter, if the weather's really bad, as I said in my last video, I'm a bit of a weather bunny. I don't like extremes. I don't like extreme hot, and I don't like extreme cold. So I won't walk in severely cold weather. If it's, normal cold, I'll get bundled up and go. But you can walk around your house. My area here is an open concept, so I'll do kind of a figure 8 around the island here, and then up around the table and come back and then around it. And I do that for 20 minutes and keep it at a steady pace. And it's just as though I were outside, except I don't have the benefit of being outside. So the next thing I do with my tension bands is I put the door stop in, and it's always a trick to get that in. Oops, there we go. And then that allows you to thread this in. And then I do, sorry my back is to you, but to strengthen the upper arms and even the wrists, try to make sure those, I do these ones where I pull the arm back and alternate. And again, to a count of 10. So that, I'm getting the full workout in. And then I turn myself around. You can really feel it in the back of your arm here. So I'm hoping eventually those wings will be gone. let me get myself on these properly. Come here. Okay, and then here, I stand away a bit so I get good tension. And then I push out. Push out. And again, you feel it in the other side of your arm, the upper part of the arm. And I'll do 10 repetitions of this for each arm. Now I'm at 10 because, you know, I just restarted in the last couple of days with these, but I will get myself up to 15 to 20 repetitions per set, doing 2 sets over the next several days. So that's the other one that I do with that. You can also push down with these. There isn't much you can't do with these. But then I switch a few more exercises with my arms. And all the while I'm doing this, making sure that I'm keeping tension in the core, because that's really important. And these are 3-pound weights. I do have 2-pound weights as well. I don't know where they are at the moment. But I have these 3-pound weights that I use. And these, you know, you can do these curls. And again, I do 10 of these right now. I will work up to 20. I don't want to do crazy. And so I do this one. I of course do the one over the arm, over the head, lifting it up. I always do each arm individually. I mean, you can, if you want, you can do, with some of them, you can do all the way up. And then the other one I do is pushing it out. This arm is not as strong as this arm. This arm is much stronger. This one, not quite so much, but I'm hoping as I exercise on a regular basis that will improve. So I want you to be on this journey so that you can see, you know, how much of my wings I get rid of, how much better my form comes back. Right now, I still have a little bit of puffiness here in the abdomen area, especially around the liver and the tummy. But that's down significantly, and I know that because of the way my clothes fit. That's the disadvantage to doing regular exercise, is that you're going to need a new wardrobe, which is okay. Now, I'm going to do this just here on the sofa for now, but normally I would be on the wall. So I get up to the wall and then do push-ups from the wall. And when I'm doing these, I'm holding my core in, so, you know, getting tension in the belly, because you want to build that up, and then do push-ups. And I stand on my toes when I'm doing this. And I also do planks. You know what planks are. I'm not going to bother because I have to switch the camera again. But that's the routine I go through, and I do 2 sets of them. I do 10 minimum of each thing that I do, each little exercise that I try. So I want to encourage you to try these for yourself. Get into a routine. Do your exercises every couple of days, regularly, at least 3 times a week. I try to get them in 3 to 4 times a week. And the walking, you can do daily. I didn't walk yesterday simply because, you know, I was feeling a little stiff and sore. I've done 2 days of 2-hour walks, and my body just wanted a little rest, so I didn't walk yesterday. I'll certainly walk today. So I hope this encourages you to do the same for yourself, to get back into a routine of strength, because as we age, everything starts to break down. It starts to we start to lose strength, we start to lose muscle, all of those things. And so we have to do things to add to it. You know, my father, up until about 6 months ago, even though he has dementia, he would do his workout routines every day. And I think that's what keeps him going, because he has so many things wrong with him besides the dementia. And yet, because he exercised so regularly, even at 94, like I say, about 6 months ago, he started to lose interest in that, but I'm sure that's the dementia. So I hope it encourages you. And if you want to keep on this journey with me, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, hit the bell also so that you get all notifications when I'm on doing whatever I'm doing. And hit the like button. That helps with the algorithm, and it will get it out to more people that I can hopefully encourage. That's my purpose in life now, is to encourage others to improve their situation, whether it's health, weight. Well, weight is part of the health, but just, our strength, our ability to do things, so that at 90, like my father, you don't fall down. You still have strength in your legs. He's amazing what he does. He showers on his own at 94 years old with dementia. He can still do these types of things on his own, which is absolutely amazing. So stay with me, stay on the journey, and we'll catch you in the next one. Have yourself a blessed day and enjoy the rest of the summer.